It wasn't written by me, it was written by my agent at the time, which was Mel Stein, which is Paul Gascoigne's agent as well. He said, I'll deal with it, I don't want you involved. I'm a big Simon Jordan fan now, you know what I mean? I just felt like, am I worth that much? These agents are ruthless. Crystal Palace, I didn't feel great. I had to do something because I was struggling after games, I was struggling after training in certain aspects of my health. Brian Robson, I don't call him Brian Robson. Brian Robson was always my gaffer, and the manager always gave me my debut. When he left the club, I was devastated. It was something that I knew was on the right, and right was on the wall when Terry came in, Terry Venables, and to come and coincide with him. Terry's ideas were brilliant, but someone's struggling a little bit when they need help and they get help, and it worked. They worked really well together, but Terry was only a short-term fix. Terry has his own aspirations to probably get back into the national team and do other things. So it was never going to be a long-term fix, and when the club decided that was it for the gaffer, that it wasn't nice. It was heartbreaking, and they went and brought Steve McClaren in, and the time that Brian had left and Steve came in, I'd already made my mind up that I think my days were numbered a little bit, that I needed a fresh start, and I've got 2 years left at Middlesbrough. That they don't want me. I don't really want to be there. I've got no real option. And Steve's first day, I handed a transfer request in. Probably not the most sensible thing to do on the manager's first day.
How's that work then? Is that literally a letter?
Just a letter, yeah. It was a letter in an envelope. Just that I wanted a fresh start at a different football club, and I wanted.
It's more of an explanation of your situation.
Yeah. It wasn't written by me. It was written by my agent at the time, which was Mel Stein, which is Paul Gascoigne's agent as well. So it was done proper, professionally, but didn't really go down very well.
Right.
Probably left a bitter taste in his mouth, and didn't give me a good start in terms of his tenure. That straight away that he probably wanted everyone on side, and I just thought my time was done at the club. And I wanted a fair start, but I just didn't think that I was going to get one. I failed a medical at Crystal Palace before I signed for Cardiff, so I was due to sign for Crystal Palace. Steve Bruce, who seemed to stalk me throughout my career, to be fair. I went on loan at Sheffield United under Steve. Steve tried to sign me at Huddersfield, didn't happen. Bid got rejected. He went to Crystal Palace. The offer got accepted. Went there, had a medical, and Simon Jordan and Steve told me that I'd failed my medical, which was heartbreaking because it was something that I wasn't expecting. I had something wrong with my ankle, needed operation. My agent was always quite open and transparent with me, that he said, I'll deal with it, I don't want you involved. So it was always that, basically drive up here, go there, do this, and just told me what I had to do. And he would just keep everything quite crystal clear for me, which I really enjoyed, because my job was to be a footballer. Yeah. I hated talking money. I hated talking, because I always found it put pressure on myself. You know what I mean? Sitting down that I'd never met Simon Jordan. I'm a big Simon Jordan fan now because I love his social media stuff, because I think he's very outspoken and I like it on Talk Sport. But when I met him, it was quite awkward and uncomfortable, because I'm sat in a room like this talking about something. I'm like in third person, that 2 people are talking about me. And I felt uncomfortable. You just sat there, just didn't speak. While they're arguing about what the deal should look like and how it should be, and you know what I mean. I just felt like, am I worth that much? Should this right? Is it wrong? And I just wanted to settle there and just.
Was he strongly opinionated back then as well? Was he?
Yeah, he's a businessman, isn't he? I think he's probably more so because it was his football club and it was his money. So I think he was trying to get the best deal for the football club. But when you've got somebody like at the time, Mel Stein, who was very opinionated and very strong. You know what I mean? When you put 2 big, strong characters together, and Mark Curtis, who worked there as well. You know what I mean? These agents are ruthless. You know what I mean? And when you hear these kind of conversations, and it makes deals and things, you can see why they fall apart, because when you walk out, you think nothing's been agreed. Is it not happening? Is it happening? And then phone calls happen, and they rekindle and they start again, and it's a bit of a mess.